All right, our player 1 is going to be Piro, and then our player 2 is going to be albertprime.
All right. albertprime, the returning champion from our previous game.
Off stream, he just got an eagle too on his last hole.
What'd you say?
He just got an eagle on his last hole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
incredible. Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's the main guy.
Hole number 1, 409 yards, par 4.
Player 1, tee shot.
All right. We are beginning again with Piro as Frank Adams.
Good shot.
Solid first shot.
Fairway. Player 2, tee shot.
Now, as we were kind of discussing before, Frank Adams' strength here is incredible recovery, taking sand trap or rough hits that would completely kill a run for another character. Frank can sometimes just shoot much through them, much less power reduction than other players, though. At the same time, not quite as much power, and certainly a lot less putting capability than Robert Landl. So you're definitely going to see a difference there once we get to the putting green.
Solid lob over to the green.
On the green. Player 2, birdie try.
Birdie.
Player 1, birdie try.
Birdie.
All right. Closing out this this first hole with all square,
Yep.
both at birdie.
Never a problem on the first hole. They always give you so much confidence when you play.
Yeah,
And
So-
then you lose all your money on the second, third, fourth, beyond. Yeah.
absolutely. So as those of you folks on stream might have noticed, the way this game is designed is that it doesn't really want you to get all square. It starts to penalize you, and if, say, for example, they were to continue to get all square, then eventually they'd have to dump more coins into the game. This is kind of how it works. But we kind of power through that just because what we care more about is who is up by the end of the fifth hole.
Player 2, tee shot.
Ooh, a nice low shot.
Fairway. Player
Yeah, the
1,
wins on the
tee
stream
shot.
setup have been pretty brutal so far. This is probably the most calm it's been.
Yeah, we were definitely, in my match with Piro, we were definitely getting towards 10 by the end of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe 19 is kind of the upper limit, if I remember right. I've definitely seen 19, but you're kind of more common to see 17 as like a higher end.
Okay.
I believe that if you change the game levels, the game will typically give you much stronger wind.
I see. Okay.
That's like kind of one of the elements of it, but. All right,
Oh,
That was,
almost directly in.
pretty close there.
Player 1, birdie try.
All right, these should be clean putts.
Yeah, as you
We
can see,
should
there
stay all
definitely
square.
a lot less nuance in Frank Adams' putting game, as you can see there. Though he's still certainly not the worst putter in the game by any means.
Birdie.
All right,
All right, moving into hole 3, still all square.
Even.
Can you turn yourself up in the monitor a little bit?
Yeah.
I can't quite hear you there.
All
Oh,
square.
up 2. There we go.
Thank you.
Hole number 3, 150 yards, par 3.
Player 1, tee shot.
Oh, hits the jump. Oh my God, and
no.
also falls straight into the water.
Unfortunate.
1 stroke penalty. Once more. Player 2, tee shot.
Now, since we are on Australia, Albert, as Robert Landell, does have a bit of an advantage here. Oh, nice on there. There are some holes on this that only Robert, as a distance golfer, can reach a higher score than Frank Adams will be capable of. I'm actually, off the top of my head, not sure whether we'll be seeing one of those in the 5 holes we're going for.
Oh, double bounces off the dome
unfortunate.
again.
1 stroke penalty.
With these raised holes here, what you typically run into is you do need to kind of shoot a little bit harder than you would expect, and it's very easy to be caught off guard on those, especially when there's wind involved.
Winner.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
All right, so that leaves Albert with 1 up here.
All right, 2 more holes to go.
With 2 holes left, Piro could absolutely come back or even take it, but don't. But right now, Albert is definitely ahead. All right, this one is definitely a pretty diabolical hole here. You have to be super careful. It's absolutely terrifying with wind, but
Perfect first shot.
luckily not any sort of left or right wind in that one.
Player 1, tee shot.
Ooh, a little bit more tricky with this wind.
All right, Frank taking a shot over, pretty much over the bunker, but looks like he's going to stop before. That's probably a safe choice here.
Fairway.
Now this
Player 1,
actually might be a hole in which Albert might be capable of getting an
Oh,
eagle.
barely clips that tree.
We'll see how that goes.
fairway.
Still a good enough distance to get it in to the green on the next shot. Albert should be able to-
Yeah, if Albert wants to
Get this in.
overdrive here and go for the 270, could in theory hit that, but
Going for it.
he's going for a little more of a
still
safe
hits the tree.
strategy here.
Fairway.
All right, both of them should land on the green with the exact same stroke. But you never know.
Yeah. The strategy for match play could be quite a bit different than playing solo, just because in solo you do want to try and get the absolute highest you can possibly get.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough putt, though.
It gives you extra mistakes to work with. But in this case, Piro isn't far ahead or anything, so he's probably safe.
Oh,
wow.
my gosh, just 0 yards, actually.
Very close to a chip in there.
Try.
Oh, and that is quite a bit of a ways to make the shot, and with rain, no less. We'll see how it goes.
Ooh.
Ah, yes, unfortunate. Pretty brutal shot there.
Oh,
Oh.
no!
Ah, how unfortunate.
Player 1, for bogey.
That's a good example of the kind of lack of nuance that Frank Adams has, that if you sometimes going over just a little bit as Robert Landolt or the putt master, for example, might not leave you in a bad state, but with someone like Frank Adams, that can just cause a huge problem, and that does leave Albert a second. So Albert is now up 2.
Flies 4, winner. Penalty. Player 2, 2.
Hole number 5.
Player 2.
All right, they're going to play at the last hole for fun.
All right, here is the 5th hole. This is another water division type hole. These could always be a
I
little
think
bit
it's
tricky.
Albert going for a diabolical shot here.
This could be cool. This is again a shot that I believe Frank Adams wouldn't really be capable of making. Yes.
What a nice shot.
Heck of a slice there. That is quite difficult. Especially with wind, though luckily Albert was blessed with not terrible wind at least.
No, they're going for wide slice or wide hooks now.
Now, one thing you might not, we might not get into it with this match, but one thing you may notice also with Frank Adams is that, ooh,
Nice
and
bounce.
lovely sailing right over that bunker. Frank Adams actually has more slice and hook options, so kind of more in-between spaces for the slice and hook versus Robert Landell only has a couple, so he has less nuance in that regard.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, and unfortunately kind of
rough.
sailing right into the heavy rough there. Oh, actually, it's just regular rough.
2, second shot.
All right, a bit rough wind going to the left for Albert. Let's see how it goes. And ooh,
Ooh, pops it right over the hill.
unfortunately that that hill is a little bit wonky, but that might be a perfectly fine shot. We'll see how it goes.
Can you hook a putt? Is that even possible?
What's that?
Can you hook a putt?
No,
can't,
you
right?
can't,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Oh, almost clears the hill.
Player 2, birdie try.
All right. Now, possibly you could sail right through this gap here. Might need to go a little bit more power than you would expect. Okay, here we go. We'll see. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, so close.
That is just a really tough kind of shot to make. All right. So Piro's got the par in there. And we'll see how Albert closes this out.
For par.
I see. All right. Well, both pars, but with Albert up 2, that does mean Albert is moving ahead here.